All right, investors, this is Andreas from Portfolio 123, and this is a video about how I monitor my AI factor systems, basically all my small cap stuff in this arena. So I put it into a group, all those systems, and you basically can them see here. And I want to talk about the winner of the day is yesterday was up like 5%. So everything was up yesterday. So we had a good day on the market, obviously. That's reflected in the performance of the systems. But let's just go here and let's talk about how it's built. So here is basically the rankings, and this is the predictor. I'm going to show that in a minute how that is built. You put the predictor into a ranking system, and then you put the ranking system into a portfolio strategy, and that is pretty much it. I got a little bit of buy and sell rules in here. That's proprietary, but in general, it's working like this, right? So the AI, builds that string here. Within that string, there is all the logic. Show that in a minute, and that's all you need in order to build a portfolio strategy, right? So this is the underlying model, and once again, I tested everything in terms of scaling, target normalization, universes, and this is simply a very good combination. So rank, 3 months total return, and date is doing really well on small caps, right? So if you start out building, systems, AI factor systems for small caps, start here. So start with rank, 3 months total return, and then date. That's the universe, and it's pretty simple. It's just, I think this excludes OTC stocks, and this is stocks that are, I think, below, what is this? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 10 million. 10 million. All right. Let's close this down. And then the rest is pretty straightforward. The data set is here. Normalization again, rank, NA handling is zero fill. And then the period is from 2004 to 2024, so basically 20 years. And here are the features. They're kind of my secret sauce here, but it's pretty easy to come up with them. I simply, if you look at that, pretty much everything I like around quality, around technicals, momentum, around earnings, around growth, around value. So pretty much all the big meta factors are expressed in those features here, which are basically factors. I didn't normalize them because the machine learning algos I'm using, which would be light GBM on small caps, doesn't care much about normalization. It will, it's very strong. It will pick up basically the raw data. It's much less work if you use something like light GBM or extra trees on large caps, light GBM on small caps, because it will be able to handle the raw data that is not normalized in a very well way. So going back here, again, what is it doing? It ranks the stocks based on the features that it finds to be predictive against that target. So basically, it finds out which feature combination is predictive against your target, which would be 3 months total return. Why 3 months total return on small caps? Pretty easy, because they move completely different than large caps. Large caps need something like 12-month relative return, something like that. But small caps, they burst, they run up like crazy, and then they usually mean revert. And that can be captured with the 3 months total return very well, right? So again, we load the data. This is interesting because we have now 433 million data points, which is huge, right? So, that's a lot basically, right? Then the validation, you can do a whole bunch of things. You can do K-fold. This is just basic holdout. where you basically say, all right, it trains from here to here, right? So the green bar, the machine learning algos that you choose find out which of the 133 features are predictive against the target of 3 months total return. And then it waits. Actually, that's too long of a pause. I could have done like, half of the time, so you get more holdout. And then it builds the portfolio, right? So then you choose the model. So again, you can, how does that work? You add a model here. Let's just say you want to add another LightGBM model. Let's do this one here. You add it. And basically you see what it's doing. Those are the hyperparameters, so whatever. Let's just do that. Let's go to ChatGPT here. Where do I have ChatGPT? Let me see. New chat. Please explain the following, right? And it basically, it sees, all right, it's LightGBM, and it will give you an opinion here, right, in a minute. Yeah, so these parameters configure a moderately regularized LightGBM model aimed at preventing overfitting by sampling and regularization, keeping trees shallow and controlled, using a low learning rate for gradual improvement across 300 trees. So, it gives you an opinion on that LightGBM 2. That again, that comes out of the box from portfolio 123. Now it could say, all right, whatever. I come from P123. It is a small cap AI factor system with 133 features. Whatever, 400 million data points a point in time. Please tune the hyperparameters for me. Okay. Okay, so now it basically comes up with an optimized hyperparameter set on that machine learning model, and you just can, whatever, need to do to lower learning rate for smoother conversion and whatnot, right? Feature imports running, consider moving highly unstable. Okay, that's all right. So let's just take that, right? Let's just take that and say without comments. So I can use it in P123. All right, here we go. Let's do that. And now we say save as. Okay, we say video. And now I can save this, add it. And where is it? Where is it? Here it is, right? And I could start it, and let's see what it's doing. Let's see if the hyperparameters that we tuned lead to a good result, and we see that in a minute, basically. Yeah, that's important. We go back to that in a minute. So here are the results of all machine learning that I basically picked, and again, I added one now, and they all look good, right? So basically what this is telling me that my assumptions rank 3 months total return, date, that universe, and my 133 features, they give, in general, it doesn't matter how the hyperparameter, basically LightGBM always wins on small caps, right? So it gets worse on linear rich. Extra trees, for example, is not too hot on on small caps, but all those light GBM models with different hyperparameters, they're doing a good job. So this is basically my first robustness test. Right now I can look at the lift chart and I basically see light GBM2, which again comes out of the box. We saw I think we saw the hyperparameters a minute ago, is doing a great job. So the predicted would be this. So from 0 to 100, those are basically the buckets, the rank buckets, right? And we basically see that, and that's the prediction. So whatever the highest ranked stocks have a prediction of 25% in 3 months in terms of total return, and it's doing great, right? So the prediction is the blue line, and the red line is basically the what actually happened, right? Portfolio also looks great, all good, right? All nice. The thing is, if you look at those results here, they are, first of all, I don't give a lot of weight to those statistics here. I don't like statistics. I like to work with empirical things. Empirical is this, because it is basically how many stocks we have. We have around 3,000 stocks. So now we cut those 3,000 stocks through 100. And we should have 30 now, right? If I'm not wrong. So meaning that it builds your portfolio with, with a rank above 99, so to say, and that's a result, right? And this is, I look at this here. I don't care too much about RMSE and experiment and whatnot. I look at this because that's the holdout. That's the result of the holdout portfolio, basically, right? All right, let's go back to. Did this run now? Let me just see. Where's the videos thing? No, it's still running. The video thing is still the video machine learning that we just built is still running. So let me just see validation models. Yeah, it's still running. All right. Okay. So, but again, those results look fine. And now it gets a little bit tricky because what I now want to do is this is a portfolio without transaction costs, right? So the turnover is really huge. And this is just an indication that light GBM is doing well. Now, if I want to test one of those algos in a portfolio strategy, you basically have to build a predictor, and which I did here. So let me just see which one I took. I took light GBM2. So the predictor light GBM2, where is it? Here, this one is it. Has been trained from 2004 to 2019. All right. And then you take that predictor, right, and you copy it and you put it into this ranking system. I think I put it into this ranking system. I want to just check it if this is true. Yes. Yeah. So this predictor, right? Now again, let's get our head around this. The predictor has been trained from 2004 to 2019. And then you can test this predictor in a portfolio strategy back to 5 years, basically. So this from 3/21/20 to 3/21/25 was the pseudo out of sample test. So meaning the predictor has not seen this data, basically, right? It has not seen this data. It has been trained before from 2004 to 2019, and it has not seen this data, meaning this is an pseudo out of sample test. And since 3/21/25, so let me just go here, it's live. So that's a real live test. 3/20 whatever, somewhere here, right? Let me just see. What was the date here? Again, 3/22/25. Okay. 3/22/25. Huh. It was pretty much here. Okay, so this is the auto sample performance, right? So not too bad. This would be the auto sample live performance. And before that, again, is pseudo auto sample test, which is much stronger than building systems in a traditional way. Because again, the predictor has been trained from 2004 to 2019. It builds, so to say, the ranking system, and the ranking system is here. And then it gets tested out of sample in terms of data, the predictor, or the predictor has not seen. It has been trained, and this is data the predictor has not seen. All right, now let's go back to that thing here, and let's go to the feature importance. This is LightGBM2, right? And the feature importance basically tells you now which features are used the most and have basically the most have the biggest impact, the biggest performance impact, basically. So daily volatility 6 month is a feature that the model is using extensively. Then 3 month, and then whatever EPS estimates, variability, and so on, right? And again, this feature importance gets basically, copied into that string, so to say, as a placeholder, and that string is basically going to that feature importance, takes it, and then puts on the trades, basically, right? So, that's this small cap system basically explained. And again, if you use, if you want to build small cap systems based on AI models and portfolio 1, 2, 3, then rank, 3 months total return, specialize the universe. That's really important, and your features are important. And again, I use skip and date, and in terms of normalization, I don't normalize. You don't have to do that with LightGBM and extra trees. They will pick that stuff up by themselves. Results are pretty strong. And if you basically look back here, those are a lot. And I got more. Those are just the highlighted ones. They all do very well so far. So the live performance is really well. And basically, if you look at let me just see here. Basically, if you look at the systems, they have less drawdown than traditional stuff, and they track better. That's basically, so let me just see here. Yeah, that's not too hot actually here, right? But I got small cap systems built in a traditional way that were down 30%. So this is really well, right? If you look at some other stuff, whatever, something like this. This is very specialized. It only has 4 stocks. That's all over the place. But let me just see this one here, for example. No, that's not what I want. Let me just see. Estimates. How many stocks does that have here? Yeah, that one has 15 stocks. That's better comparable. And basically, if you look at this drawdown here, that's nothing, right? This is nothing for a small cap system, basically. And this is basically what I'm seeing all over the place. It tracks really well. The drawdowns are lower than traditional build ranking systems. And therefore it can be hedged out very well. I'm using my small cap systems with basically my whole capital. I put all my capital on my strategy book and hedge them out. I'm like 30% short, 70% long, and the capital curve is really smooth and really nice. So yeah, that is it. Again, remember, if you want to use that stuff here, use rank, 3 months total return, and date on small caps. Specialize the universe, so because again, small caps behave completely different than large caps. The machine learning can pick that up very well. And then if you have that rank, 3 months total return, you got date, and you got a universe, you can concentrate on the features. That's enough work already, but otherwise you just have too many variables. So do this, and then you can concentrate on the features. All right. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Thank you.